So, one of the worst fucking main events of the year has just gone down between Song Yadong and Chris Gutierrez. Let's never put Chris Gutierrez in another main event ever again, please. I have a fucking pumping migraine right now. My head is fucking killing me, and I had to sit through that fucking bore fest with a massive fucking migraine. So, I'm in a very shitty mood right now. That was a horrible fight. I picked Song Yadong. Song Yadong won. That fight happened. That's all you can say about it. It sucked ass. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm so fuck. My head is hurting me so much, but I gotta power through this. I'm not being a bitch. I'm just saying this fight really sucked, and it's really put me in a fucking stinker of a mood right now. Not as stinky as that fucking fight was though. So okay, what happened in that fight? Nothing. Generally, fucking nothing happened in that fight. That was one of the worst fights I've ever seen, man. Like that was That was like a bantamweight. Okay, maybe it wasn't that bad. I was about to say it was Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou-esque, but there was one part in like round four where Song Yadong sort of rocked Chris Gutierrez, but I'm not gonna forgive one little moment for fucking 24 minutes and 20 seconds of fucking nothing happening. Like if you're Song Yadong, you cannot be happy with that. Even I don't even know how there was a 10-8 in there. By the way, there was a 10-8. It was 50-44 from one of the judges. What damage did you see, mate? What fucking damage was there that made you realize that was a 10-8? Like there was no damage, no 10-8 there. There was no fucking 10-8. There was barely a 10-9. They should have been all 10-10 rounds. They were that bad. Like generally, that was such a bad fight. Uh, normally I won't get this shitty after a fight, but like Jesus Christ, that was compared to the rest of the card. The rest of the fights they actually delivered pretty well, but that fucking fight, man, that fucking fight was so bad. Like Chris Gutierrez, when he fights anyone competent who can give him problems on the feet, like anyone who can damage him, or anyone who's durable, or anyone who's as tough as him, or anything like that, he has the worst fights. Like I've seen people blaming the Apex. No, Chris Gutierrez is the fucking defining factor in here. Remember his fight against Pedro Munoz? That fight fucking sucked. That fight was so shit, man. Like that was a horrible fight. And I swear to God, if I get any clowns in the comments saying, "Oh, why didn't you get in there and do something?" I'll fucking go in there swinging with my fucking chin out than fucking doing that boring shit. Like I don't have to be a fighter to know that that shit was boring, okay? So if I get any fucking clowns who say that, like, shut up, man. Like, I'm sorry to be so angry, but this fight was just, it was a chore. It was generally a chore to watch this. Like, I wonder, why am I a fan of this sport sometimes when I watch a fight like that? Like, I'm completely blaming Chris Gutierrez. Like, I know he's the defining factor in this. When Song Yadong had to wrestle because like Chris Gutierrez was doing nothing. I'm not even upset about the wrestling. You know, it wasn't entertaining ground and pound or entertaining grappling exchanges or anything. Chris Gutierrez cheated as well. He had his like, I'm pretty sure he had his fingers in the gloves of Song Yadong so he didn't get top mounted or something like that. I think I could be misremembering, man. I just like it's hard to remember like generally I was almost falling asleep and it's fucking it's almost 2 p.m. here and I was almost falling asleep. Like that was awful. That was generally an awful fight. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry to rant so much, like be so negative. I'm not normally this negative, but like that fucking really wasn't like good. That was not a good main event. That was not a good main event. That was not a good last main event of the year. Like that might be the worst main event we've had this whole year. Like I'm not even exaggerating. That was very horrible. Uh what else is there to say, man? Like 25 minutes of not much happening. Song Yadong rocked Chris Gutierrez at one point. I see people saying it was like 2-0 Gutierrez and all this shit. It's like, no. Even if he did, he didn't deserve to win because he's boring. But I think Song Yadong did win. At least he was taking him down. Normally, damage is the number one scoring criteria, but when there is no damage, you got to give it to the fucking total control. And Song Yadong just had so much more control. Like there was not really much damage, but even the damage, Song Yadong did more damage. Had Gutierrez rocked. Gutierrez doesn't know how to punch. All he can do is kick and maybe catch a knee every now and then. He has no boxing fundamentals. Don't ever put him in a main event ever again, please. I beg. Because, yeah, that was a hard watch. But anyway, I think Song Yadong, Song Yadong versus Peter Yan, that's what he called for. I think that makes sense next. That'd be a good fight. If Umar Nurmagomedov can't get a fight, let's just put him against Chris Gutierrez. I know he's apparently meant to be fighting Corey Sandhagen, but I don't give a shit. Just do Chris Gutierrez versus Umar. Hopefully Umar can just like ragdoll him or something. Because I don't want to ever see Chris Gutierrez fight ever again. I will say it was entertaining hearing the coaches. I think the coaches were all talking shit to each other. Some guy in the crowd booed Chris Gutierrez and he said, who the fuck said that? And some guy said, it was me. He said, I bet you wouldn't come in here and fight me. What are you going to do, Chris Gutierrez? You're going to fucking walk around, throw a leg kick every fucking two times around, and then, what, fucking dance your way to a decision victory? Nobody's scared to fight you, Chris Gutierrez. I'm sorry, I'm sure Chris Gutierrez is a nice guy, but like this was such a hard watch. And I already have a headache, so I apologize. Normally I'm very professional, but I don't give a fuck right now. That was a waste of 25 minutes of my life. I would never get those 25 minutes back. So fuck you, Chris Gutierrez. I'm just messing around, Chris Gutierrez, but you know, like, I don't know, he needs to work on some punching fundamentals because he doesn't have anything with the hands. He's very easy to, like, it's really easy to know what Chris Gutierrez is going to do. He's going to move around, chopping leg kick. He's going to leg kick from range, going to get taken down. Like, that's a Chris Gutierrez fight. He'll leg kick, won't throw a single punch, will get taken down. Like that's just how he fights. We need to just put this guy against some like fucking top mount fucking destroyer. Some fucking top control fucking monster. Because he might be the most boring bantamweight. Like, at least Marab, he's doing shit for the fight. He's not just standing around doing nothing. Chris Gutierrez is just standing there throwing leg kicks. Oh, here's another leg kick. Jesus Christ, 7 minutes. Okay, I think that's enough of me ranting. I promise the other videos will hopefully be a bit more positive, because the other fights on the card were sick. I just didn't enjoy that. You know, maybe it's not Chris Gutierrez's fault, maybe it's Song Yadong's fault too, but I just noticed Chris Gutierrez's fight against Pedro Munoz was also horrible, and Pedro Munoz normally has bangers. Song Yadong always has bangers. So I'm blaming Chris Gutierrez. He's the defining factor here. He's the common denominator when it comes to these boring fights. So sorry, Chris Gutierrez. You're getting the fucking blunt of the blame here. I know it was a good moment for you. You wanted to be on a main card. You got a main event. I don't think you're going to be on the main card ever again, unless you like work on your style, fix your boxing. Because you can't just win fights leg kicking. It's not going to fucking work. You're not Israel Adesanya. You're not in the middleweight division. You're in the bantamweight division, one of the best fucking divisions in the UFC. Fucking fight like it, please. I beg you. But anyway, I'm sorry for the fucking horrible language, but that was a horrible watch. Maybe somebody will disagree with me. Maybe they'll find that entertaining, but I feel like me ranting like a fucking senile old man telling some kids to like get off your fucking lawn, get off my fucking lawn. I feel like that's more entertaining at this point than the actual overall fight. Maybe I'm wrong. If you enjoyed that fight, let me know. Like, I really didn't know. I found that fight fucking horrible to watch. That really did suck. But hey, if you enjoyed it, more power to you. If you did enjoy that fight, let me know in the comments below, because I'd be really shocked if you did enjoy that. If you did, though, respect. Like, honestly, absolute respect to you if you did find that fight entertaining, because you're a lucky man. Or a lucky woman. You're a lucky lad. You're a lucky gal. If you can find that fucking shit entertaining, then you can watch paint dry and fucking make a living doing that. You could be a paint watcher if you wanted to be. You could watch fucking cement. You know, you could guard cement for a living if you found that entertaining. But anyway, my rant over. If you made it this far into the video, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the fight. And yeah, I do apologize. I have like the worst fucking headache right now. Like, generally a massive migraine. But anyway, yeah, that's all I've got to say on the fight. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe. Peace.